when 17-year-old Marin Lyle entered Rosewood Retirement Home. She expected the familiar scent of lavender cleaner and the faint murmur of television sets drifting from open doors. What she didn't expect was the caretaker's sudden hesitation when she asked for room 214. The room her grandmother, Edith Lyle, had recently been moved into after a health setback. Their quick glances at one another, the forced smiles, the strange quiet that followed her question. These were details she couldn't ignore. Still, Marin dismissed it as staff stress and took the long corridor toward the second wing, noticing how the lights dimmed slightly with each step. The air felt cooler there, the silence heavier, yet nothing seemed out of place when she reached the door. A simple brass number, a soft light under the frame. Her grandmother waiting on the other side. Marin raised her hand and knocked, unaware that room 214 held secrets older than anyone living in Rosewood. Her grandmother greeted her with a frail smile, sitting upright in a chair near the window. Sunlight filtered in, warming the room, making everything seem strangely peaceful. But Marin noticed something immediately. A framed painting hung directly across from the bed, a tall portrait, in a golden frame that she had never seen before. It depicted a woman in an old-fashioned dress, positioned in a dim room that reminded Marin of the very one she stood in now. The woman's expression was unreadable, her eyes slightly too focused, as if aware of whoever looked at her. "Gran, who's that?" Marin asked. Edith's gaze drifted toward the frame. "It came with the room," she whispered, voice unusually thin. "They said it can't be removed. Something about preservation." Marin stepped closer, feeling an unexpected chill. The painted woman's eyes seemed to follow her angle, adjusting with each step. It was subtle but wrong enough that Marin's skin prickled. "When I sleep," Edith murmured behind her, "she moves." Marin turned sharply. "Moves?" Edith nodded. "I see her standing here sometimes, near the bed, close enough that I can hear her breathe." A shiver crept up Marin's spine. She approached the portrait again and noticed faint scratch marks on the frame, as though someone had tried to pry it off the wall. "Gran, did you try to remove it?" "It wasn't me," Edith whispered. "But someone did. Or something." Later that afternoon, Edith's nurse asked Marin to wait outside during a routine check. She stepped into the corridor, only to notice again how dim the lights became the closer she stood to room 2. Strange pressure gathered behind her eyes, a sensation like someone whispering from far away. When the nurse finished, Marin returned to the room, but this time, the air felt colder, heavier than before. Edith was asleep, but uneasily, her breath shallow. Then Marin heard it. A soft scrape. She turned toward the painting. The woman's position in the portrait had changed. No longer seated, she now stood nearer to the painted room's doorframe, her hand extended as though reaching outward. Marin's pulse quickened. She blinked hard, telling herself she imagined it, but the sound came again. A faint dragging, as if something inside the walls moved slowly forward. The overhead lights flickered. Edith stirred in her sleep, mumbling something Marin couldn't understand. The portrait's surface rippled. The painted woman stepped forward, her foot, delicate and pale, pressed against the inside of the canvas, stretching its surface outward like fabric. Marin stumbled back in terror. "No," she whispered, shaking her head. "You're not real." But the figure pushed again. The canvas strained. Driven by instinct, Marin grabbed her grandmother's cane and struck the frame with full force. A sharp crack filled the room, followed by a shriek that was neither human nor from this world. The painting burst inward, its surface collapsing like shattered glass before dissolving into a cloud of dark fragments. The lights steadied. Edith gasped awake, and for the first time since moving into room 214, she looked truly alive again. The staff arrived minutes later, alarmed by the noise, but the painting had vanished entirely. Nothing remained except a few dark flecks on the wall, and a faint metallic scent that everyone pretended not to notice. The director insisted Marin and Edith remain quiet about the incident, muttering something about old artifacts and misplaced records. Room 214 was repainted the next morning. Edith's health improved rapidly, stronger each day as if an unseen weight had finally lifted. Marin visited often, though she avoided looking at any artwork in the building now. Weeks later, the director called with an odd update. The golden frame had been found in the basement storage area, empty and undamaged, though no one could explain how it got there. Moraine simply hung up the phone. Some secrets, she felt, were better left in forgotten hallways. Thanks for watching. Is there anything you'd like to see in a short horror story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe.